So I just finished my work for the day, and I thought this is a perfect time to come out here and actually put into practice the stuff I talked about in my previous video. And for me, I think the most important thing is picking a really quiet place to work and a place where you can feel calm. First thing I want to mention is having an actual journal. So I bought this one, it's a notebook here. I don't know, it's like $5 or something like that. And it definitely has enough paper for me to use for a very long time. And of course, just a pen, right? You need an actual pen to do some journaling with. And these two things are pretty much all I need to do journaling. When I have my smartphone, is to take the smartphone, by putting my phone on airplane mode, I know that I'm not gonna get a random text or I forget to turn it off. I talked about in the previous video, when you write about a stressful event, it's either a traumatic event or just something in your past or something that happened today that was negative, it's good to combine fact-based ideas with emotional ideas. And the way that I'm gonna explain this is I'm gonna open up a clean piece of paper, and I'm actually going to draw a line down the center. And here I'm gonna put the facts, right? So here are the facts of the day. And then I'm gonna talk about more of the emotional side. And so the reason I do this is, according to the research, if you list out the different facts of a bad event, like what actually happened, right? If you were like a police officer and you're getting, someone calls you and you're trying to get what happened, you can write down this side. The emotional side is kind of the more subjective side, where you're talking about how you feel with the situation that happened. I'm actually gonna talk about a near-death experience that I had in Costa Rica, and there's a video you can watch about that. When I look at the facts, it definitely seems to use a different part of my brain where I'm thinking back into the event, what happened, what steps happened, and what occurred. And it really took the emotion out of it. It was kind of like I'm looking more objectively at what happened and thinking, you know, okay, this is not really happening to me. This is something that could have happened to anybody. But then on the emotional side, it was definitely this like left side of my brain where I'm looking more in depth and subjectively what happened, and definitely brought out a lot more emotion. But I think kind of looking at the two different sides of that experience in Costa Rica for me and seeing it from two sides, I think if I just looked at the facts, it would be kind of cold and distant. It would be emotionally disconnected from the event. I think on the other side, just looking at the emotional side would be so negative that would actually be overwhelming. But somehow putting the two together feels really, really good. So it's a good first shot kind of doing this, and something that I will need to continue to do for a long time. For the last part, I just want to do just positive stuff about today, and what are some things that really stood out to me as something I can reflect on. So literally, I'm just going to put positive today in the journal and write a few thoughts. Finished writing a few different things about the positives of today. The first one is the weather. I mean, like, look at this weather. This is insane. This is so pretty and so beautiful. And just thinking, like, being here in Pennsylvania right now, the weather can get really cold and rainy. They have an expression where if you don't like the weather here, wait 5 minutes and the weather will change. And the weather's great. It connects to the second thing I'm thankful for, which is I'm going for a nice hour-long run after this video, and I'm going to enjoy this weather. I'm going to put my running shoes on. There's a video about that as well, and just enjoy this day and just connect with nature and just be out there on the road. And I'm really grateful I can do that. The third thing I wrote is I'm excited. This is my first real vlog where I'm just talking to you guys. A little bit nervous about it. I don't know how it's going to come across, but it's exciting. I'm doing this. I'm just sucking it up and doing it. I think that's really positive, and something that I hope to do a lot more of. And really not just talking about research, but actually showing you ways to incorporate it into your life. And finally, I put my parents. I'm currently visiting my parents. They are a huge inspiration to me. To take a few moments and think, this is really positive, and appreciating that. And it puts a whole different spin on your life. So I guess that's it. That's my first experience. There's a dog barking over there who seems to be having a really, really good time right now. So maybe I'll go and visit and see if I can play with that dog. But tell me what you think about this. Hopefully you enjoyed my first vlog. Thanks so much.